Hello, all you thoughtfully made people out there. It's Courtney Morrison with Made Architecture and Design, back with another week in review, live again this time. We'll continue to refine this process and hopefully make it smoother. Anybody out there who saw my post on Instagram stories asking to go subscribe to the YouTube channel, thank you. We're doing this live through StreamYard, which is fine, but we can do it live through YouTube natively, but we have to have 50 subscribers. So just hoping to get that number up a little bit so we can try that out without having to use this third-party software. But this software is working great for now, so it's what we've got. It's what we're doing, and like I said, we'll just try to continue to refine the process and get better and make it smoother for you guys. So if you're out there following along, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'll get into it. So last weekend on Saturday, I had some work catch up to do, just some stuff I needed to get out the door. And I had a presentation last week for the family looking to do the garage. And then this week I had a presentation as well. And so usually when those two things are back to back, it gets a little difficult to kind of keep up and design two buildings, at the same time like that. So those are pretty close together. So I ended up working this weekend a good bit, which is pretty unusual for me, but it's just what you got to do sometimes. So Saturday, I have this house, this modern house, a client that I've had for a while. I think I talked about this. Pricing came back in. It was more than the client wanted to spend. And sometimes, he's a great client. It's a great project. It's got a lot of potential for him and for me. And so really just trying to go above and beyond to serve him and help him get the information that he needs to be able to make decisions. And so that's really what we were working towards. He didn't ask me to redesign his house. It was just the pricing was higher, more than he wanted to spend. And so I knew we weren't going to get the price down without making some wholesale changes. And so I took it upon myself to go and present some wholesale changes. And so it took a little bit of extra effort on my part, but really I think that's part of what can differentiate me in terms of service sometimes, is that I can do that. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do that all the time, and I don't recommend working for free, but for this specific client, for this specific project, it was what I thought was best and what I thought was, most valuable and most serving to this client. So that's what I did. Sunday, church with the family and more work on that house. I guess I could give a little bit more specifics on that house. So, and that's what I worked on Monday. And then Tuesday I went and met with the client to present it. And so basically the house is about 10,000 square feet. I did a quick area takeoff. It was 3 floors, 9,000 or so square feet, I guess. And outdoor space, pool deck, basement, whole deal. Pricing was at like 4.7 million. And so the owner really wanted to be at about 3. And so, we needed to make some significant cuts. And so I just wanted to show him ways I thought we could get there. And so I redesigned the house and, brought the area down and got it right there to that 3 million price, I think, based on square footage, maybe a little under, we'll see. And so just trying to, move that along. And again, it's not something I would necessarily advocate for, every project or every client, but in this case, I thought it was the correct thing to do. So Tuesday had that meeting. It went really well. The client was responsive. It's hard when you're looking at, kind of an over the top dream home sort of scenario, and you're having to cut back. And I tell clients this all the time, like, even if you're willing to spend more, you still have to make these decisions based on what's valuable to you and how you want to live and use your house. And so, that's what we're doing. It's just part of the process. And then after that meeting, came home and started looking at October financials, because on Thursday I had a meeting with my mentor who's been walking through the year with me in the business and looking at financials and holding me accountable to business development and growth, and just keeping track of the business and learning more about the business, particularly from a financial standpoint. So worked on that a little bit Tuesday afternoon, finished that up on Wednesday. It doesn't really take that much time, but it's translating numbers from QuickBooks into a spreadsheet and making sure that they work together. And if you've watched any of these videos, you know that me and QuickBooks don't always get along. So having to kind of do those things, and it takes me a little longer than maybe it would take someone who is more familiar with business finances, but it helps me learn and I get it done. So Wednesday, had lunch with my mentor. That was great. The year looks like it's going to close out really strong, which is nice. And so just trying to finish out 2024 strong and start honestly to look into Q1 2025 and roll all the progress that we've made into the next year and continue to grow the business and serve you guys and serve my clients and support my family and things like that. So Thursday I had the lunch, and then I worked a little bit more on the house down south. Again, trying to refine it a little bit based on feedback from the client. And I think next week I will send some stuff back to him with some refinements. And then did that. And then my wife left Thursday afternoon for a women's retreat through church. So it was me and my daughter on Thursday afternoon, hanging out and doing carpool and all of that. And then Friday, I have a project that's new. I went and measured for this hardware store I talked about last week. I went and did the field verification. So I have an architect who I'm working with. He and I worked together at a big firm before I started Made, and I left and he stayed there. But recently was laid off and let go. And I saw a post on LinkedIn that said, he was open to work. And so I reached out, and he and I have been working together. And I just got to say, that's just been a great experience for me. It really is so helpful to have someone who, we just share similar values. We work well together. And so he's been helping me. And really, like I said, Q4 here has been pretty busy, and it's been great to have him work along with me. So really appreciate that. He and I caught up on Friday to talk about that hardware store. He's really thorough and looking at things differently sometimes than I would. And so we collaborate really well. And so that's been Friday. And then, I think that's basically it. I worked a little bit on the house down on the south side some more today, just trying to get some ideas out of my head. Like I said, I'll send that out next week. So I think that's all I got for now. Like I said, I'm on for carpool today to go get my daughter, and her and I'll hang out for the rest of the day this afternoon, and then tomorrow as well until my wife gets back, and then it'll be family weekend when she returns. So that's all we have for now. If you have any questions about who we are, what we do, why we do it, how we do it, leave them in the comments, and I will do my best to respond to them here in a future Week in Review video. If I appreciate you guys following along. If you're watching live, thank you very much, and we will talk to you guys again next week. Take care.